That's right, we gotta finish this absolute frickin' ridiculous BS. So for those of you that weren't here yesterday, Twitch crashed and caused me to have to stop streaming. I was halfway through doing the April Fool's Challenge, which is what I'm doing right now. And anyone wondering, part of the reason for that is we want Magdalene to start with a full health pill. So that's what we're doing right now. And we are almost done it, so... there we go. That's quite literally the end of it right there. Egg holds a pill. That's it. So now we can start on Magdalene. And we start with an absolutely banger item. So, we're gonna try and keep this one good. Not sure where I'm gonna go first. I don't know if I want to try and beat the beast first. We'll see kind of how it feels as soon as I get down to that area. Whether we want to go to Shoal, whether we want to go to the dark room, what we want to do, because all of these characters, I need to unlock their tainted version. Need to unlock their tainted version and get to playing those. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is just finish getting all of the tainted characters, and then I want to beat all the standard characters first before I start trying to play the tainted characters. It's just personal preference on my end, more than anything. So we want to beat this boss, go and grab the soul hearts. Sir, please stop just, like, launching your children out. Like that shit. Dude almost hit me with his own child rather than, like, actually running into me. You get more HP up. So with Maggie, I find, or at least personally, I think Magdalene makes more sense to go Angel Deals, simply because, like, her whole shtick revolves around being able to heal her red hearts. That being said, starting with 4 red hearts also makes it really viable going for Devil Deals, because you have that extra amount of expendable red health. And I'm saying this coming off of just finishing playing Judas, who is very difficult because you have no red health. And you're more likely to get Devil Deals as Judas. So it's kind of a double whammy of BS. Well, that's nice. We just got a gold key. But Jacob's Ladder I find is very nice as well because I can... Good morning, Isaac player. I like gold keys because you can just continuously, like, pick up the keys and not spend them. A little unknown fact that I've just recently found out: if you use a gold key on a key beggar, they actually just automatically pay out with an item. It takes your gold key, which is kind of aggravating. That's a Plan C pill, so we could start this floor over and get an extra item. I'm gonna touch the scooper, but I'm gonna keep Yumheart, because Yumheart is, specifically with Maggie, is a pretty good item. I think Maggie also has a higher chance of dropping half red hearts, but I'm not positive. I don't actually know that. But we're gonna beat the boss, and then we'll try and figure out what we're gonna do after that. Yeah, it crashed completely, and, like, there was nothing I could do about it. It was really aggravating. It was, like, actually... It was completely and totally their... like, the servers. So, and the funny part was, it was literally 2 rooms before finishing the run that we were doing, so... I am also having crazy amount of dropped frames, so you guys are going to have to give me a second while I fix that problem, because that problem is not supposed to be going on anymore. Ooh, so Piggy Bank is actually something that we want to pick up here, with Maggie specifically, because you almost want to kind of gamble with Maggie's health. Not actually gamble with it, obviously. And I do want to go and get my Devil Deal. So I'm going to try and get the Devil Deal first. And then we can take a bunch of damage if we feel the need. I am most certainly not a fan of this. The guys that can spawn spawners. Aggravating. All right. I need to try and not take any damage here. Or facing this boss, which could be difficult. Let's see. This is going to be a little bit interesting just due to my, like, innate slowness. Magdalene is very slow. Alright, well, we got our Devil Deal. I don't think I'm going to take it simply because it makes no sense to me for Magdalene to take a Devil Deal. There we go, stream finally caught up. Ah. Might as well pick up my E2. Got 2 bombs, so we're going to use one to get the coin. One to get the bomb. Then one to get this. Which should give us enough money, and it gives us our bomb back, and it gives us enough money to get the piggy bank, which is super useful for Magdalene. And I'm gonna donate. I was gonna say, yeah, yeah, we're gonna go and start this floor over. Might as well try and get as much stuff as we can out of this. That is the wrong way, Keith. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Where are the snacks coming from? Restart this floor with our 33% chance for the angel deal this time. Thus, we're essentially giving ourselves one more. Ooh, this is one that's kind of difficult. Oh, that's cool. That was an absolutely useless thing to do, Keith. One from Korea, one from Japan, and one from Turkey. Interesting. I haven't had very many Japanese snacks. The few Japanese snacks that I've had, we just get from, like, our local Asian market. And I do have to admit, I'm not always a fan of them. There's definitely a couple that I'm kind of like meh on. You can stop spawning things, sir. There's a golden turd, too. Even more money. Oh, that's useful. I went to go and refresh chat to make sure that I didn't miss anything, and it completely reset chat. So apologies, everybody, if you said something in that moment. I did not get it. Dried mackerel wasn't my favorite, but it was pretty good. Yeah, a lot of the dried fish I don't really eat. Item room. Then again, I'm not really like, I like fish, but not that kind of fish. Like, if I'm gonna have something that's been kind of, like, aged or anything like that, ooh, glass cannon's good, but it's not the thing I'm looking for. I am going to... Oh, I didn't even fucking realize that that was still open. You absolute doofus, Keith. I thought it killed that. Honestly, I would have thought, I would have thought that the glass cannon would have destroyed that. Like, even for, like, fish that I would normally eat. Ooh, that's really good for Maggie, actually. Oh, coupon's super good, too, especially if I had taken Devil Deals. Coupon would have been amazing. But I think I'm going to keep... Also, just as a, oh yeah, she is. She's super good for sacrifice rooms. So if I get one, we're doing that. Just as a heads up for everybody too, I'm going to be ending the stream at 9:30 my time. So in about an hour and a half. Because I need to go to a doctor's appointment. And then after said doctor's appointment, which it'll be probably be around 11:15 something, I'm going to start the stream back up until around 1:30. After 1:30, I'm going to be going to work. So, kind of have 2 streams going today. Hey Moonglow, how are you doing? Yeah, you guys kind of get one of my regular streaming sessions just split up into 2 parts because therapy. Stop spawning shit, you little shit. For the bomb, I will be leaving now. How are you doing, Moonglow? How's your cult going? Oh, about the, I love the conversation we had recently when I was playing Cult of the Lamb. About the, weapons. And how they function. And, like, what some of them were based around. It was fun, yeah. Just me proving that I have an unhealthy amount of knowledge about certain things. Alrighty, let's go down the next floor this time. Ugh. I did too. I quite enjoyed that conversation. We have a challenge room for a single gold chest, not my first choice. Even though 3 red chests have a less of a chance of actually paying out with something. Some of my altars have pseudo memories about their life, so it made some of them feel good. Well, that's good to hear. I am just happy that I can bring... Well, I am happy I can bring happiness wherever I can go. The irony with Piggy Bank and then taking damage from a greed head is you end up still gaining money or being equal in money. What would you like, Cheeto? Okay. Also, I'm having some issues with staying connected to chat, so there's a possibility that I will miss some messages. Cheeto. Cheeto. I'm pretty sure you've met Cheeto before. Haven't you? I'm pretty sure Kira's met Cheeto before. Not to my memory. How do I want to do this? I only have a 9% chance at the angel deal, which is definitely not ideal. This Jacob's Ladder is also, like, carrying me. Ow, good job, Keith. Take silly damage. Every time. Would you kindly stop that, sir? Stop that. You prick. There we go. Oh good, we have more health up. How did I not take any damage? Okay, I'm starting to get very aggravated by this. Hold up 1 second, guys. There we go. I thought there was something weird going on. I was trying to figure out why when I was reloading chat, it was just deleting all of chat. It's because for some reason I'm logged into my obs, but my chat wasn't logged into Twitch, which seems really silly. You'd think because I was already logged into, like, Streamlabs on my computer, it would be like, oh, hey, he's probably, like, this person, but it kept me out of chat. That's why it was just deleting everything when I tried to refresh chat. So I might have missed a couple things there if you guys said anything after not to my memory. I was going to ask you... Oh, good job, Keith. Just walk right over the... I was going to ask you, how is your cult going, Moonglow? Yeah, that's fair. Also, do you have an actual, like, streaming schedule, Moonglow? Monday and Wednesday if spoons allow, and weekends and a weekend day spoons allow. Okay, good to know. Oh, that's cracked eye that or the cracked orb that keeps doing that. Whenever I take... Fuck off! You annoying little prick. Stop it! That is good to know. Oh my god! Hey guys. Cracked orb. New raid. Spike D Lion raiding with a party of 5. Oh, hello. Hello, Spike D Lion. How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome to the roost. Hello, Elizabeth. Elizabeth? Apologies. Look at this thing. It shows me where the red secret room is. This thing shows me where the red secret room is, and I don't have the like a red key or anything to try and get to it. Frickin' pricks. Ow. And Ellie with the 3 Ys. Ys, not wives. Feel like I should make that iteration. Just as a heads up for everyone new, hello. I have 3 Ys. I was gonna unlock Tainted Eve, but I went down, accidentally, so did Lamb. Hey, I mean, could be worse. Just as a heads up for everybody. Hello. I am the City Raven. I am a Isaac streamer mostly, though on Fridays I normally stream a variety of stuff. Both being, today it was supposed to be Dredge and Doom, but because I have some stuff going on later this morning, I decided to play... I did throw 2 really good runs before that. Yeah, that's not fun. I will be ending the stream at around 9:30 my time, which is in about an hour and a half, roughly. I'll be gone for an hour, and then I'm going to be coming back online at around 11 o'clock my time. And then streaming for another 2 hours, just so I get to do what everyone kind of asked me to do. I'm going to play an hour of Dredge and an hour of Doom during that time. Other than that, as far as like introductions go and what I do, I mainly play Binding of Isaac. And more recently, I've been trying to do some more educational streams on knife making, blacksmithing, and general upkeep of high carbon steel chef's knives and like that sort of thing. I am a blacksmith by trade and profession, and specifically also a knife maker. So that is what I tend to like to talk about, and what I tend to answer the most questions about, outside of obviously video games. Thank you for the follow, Eliza Bell, and Ellie, and Spike D. Lion. Thank you for the follow, all 3 of you. That is awesome. We're slowly chipping Panda Maxi down. Our raid boss right here is, welcome, Raiders! Elisa? Elisa Bell, okay. Or Ellie... Alicia. It's Alicia. There we go. My name and Sia. Oh no, like Ellie and Sia. Okay. I get it. I got it. We're good. Yeah, other than that, really quick introduction. Yeah, I mostly do a lot of blacksmithing. There's going to be... I also have a YouTube channel that goes under the same name, so if you guys want to check out any of the other stuff I've done, it's mostly going to be just past streams, though there are going to be a few blacksmithing videos coming out really soon, so that could be something that you guys are interested in. Other than that, this is essentially what I do. I make these. I make chef's knife. And, oh, I'm going to take some damage. Blacksmithing is super dope. I'm glad you think so. It is, it started out as a hobby, and it very quickly became a functional obsession. Wow, that's frickin' useful. Knives are very cool. They are very useful as well. It depends on what kind of knife you are talking about, though. I wonder if this machine... Hey, Kona! How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a little bit. If you guys are interested in this, I have a couple things I can show really quickly, and then I will get back to playing Isaac, I promise. So, this knife that I just pulled out, this is a chef's knife. This is part of a standard set that I try and make. It's based off of a Japanese Gyuto knife. I use a lot of Japanese techniques when making these. Specifically, Sanmai, which means 3 steel. Basically, what I do is I take a piece of wrought iron or mild steel or Damascus steel or whatever I want the outside jacket of the knife to be. And I basically take it, a brick of it, and I cut it open into a V shape or a taco shape. And then I put a piece of high carbon steel in the center, and then I forge weld everything together so it becomes one brick. Now, doing this with wrought iron, because wrought iron is just straight iron, you end up getting this very, like, ductile material, even though you have a very high, hard carbon steel edge. And that gives you a very nice feeling for a knife. The other really interesting thing, I don't know if my light is going to let me show it. Change it to a bit of a redder tone. I'm not sure if you guys can see any of the patterning there. No, I'm craving ramen. Yeah, I feel that. Ramen's very good. Hello. Oh, why do I have a second face cam up here? That can get hidden. Thank you. I don't know if it'll show it very well, but you guys should be able to see a bit of a patterning along the edge, along right here, and that comes from the wrought iron. OBS is great, lol. Yeah, it is. And that patterning comes from other materials that are in the iron outside of iron, essentially. Outside of the actual ferrous materials. Other than that, whoopsie. Other than that, I also make cleaning knives. So this is a filleting knife. This is what you use to clean fish. And it's they're very flexible. It's very fun to try and make these properly. It's also a royal pain in the ass. Then finally a third chef's knife that I've been working on. This one shows the patterning a lot better. This one shows the patterning of wrought iron a lot better. And it's really cool because one of the fun facts about wrought iron is we stopped making it at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. So it's actually like the nickname for wrought iron now, at least in the world that I live in, i.e. blacksmithing and that sort of thing, is it's called blacksmith. Wrong button, sorry. It's called blacksmith's gold because it is genuinely quite difficult to find now. I also live in what would be arguably considered the New World, i.e. Canada, the States. And we have even less wrought iron here than Europe does. So it's a very difficult thing to get a hold of. All of my wrought iron I need to source from the coasts, because I live dead smack center in the middle of my country. So that can be a little bit aggravating. Yeah, I've done a couple videos and streams about how to properly maintain and sharpen and fit and finish chef's knives. So I wonder if 1, 2, 3... Yeah, it would not be worth it to get him to charge my thing and then use the IV machine. I'm glad that you guys think that this is interesting, because it is something that I really enjoy talking about. And I would like to say that I am relatively good at it. Not the talking part, but the actual doing and making of the knives. That being said, it's not the only stuff that I've made. I was traditionally, like, in the beginning, I was traditionally, like, a blacksmith. So, historically speaking, a blacksmith did not necessarily make knives. A blacksmith usually made tools, tongs, pliers, hammers, things of that sort. We got drugs. Right? Plows. And here's the fun part. Traditionally, most blacksmiths are not farriers. Farriers are the people who put shoes on horses and make the shoes for horses. Pretty sure that beggar just committed a homicide. Yes, he definitely did. Oh my god, I have technology 0. And Jacob's Ladder. Cool, we're going for a tech build unintentionally. I like it. But yes, I will be completely honest with everyone in chat right now. I can just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about knives and steel and how it all works, how it works together, why things happen the way they happen. Yeah, I have an unhealthy amount of knowledge about this subject. The other thing that I find very funny about blacksmithing in particular, it was always, like, it's kind of funny, like, in popular media nowadays, it's, a lot of the times it's portrayed as this very... It's portrayed as, like, a trade, right? Like a carpenter or a, like, anything like that, right? And I don't know about where any of you guys live, but where I'm from, a lot of people who are in the trades are usually considered to be less than intelligent, i.e. like high school dropouts, university dropouts, people who are not super smart. The amount of, like, chemistry, like actual chemistry that goes into blacksmithing, and the amount of math that goes into blacksmithing is ridiculous. I can also see that we have an ad break, so I will wait until to continue talking about this. Ad is done, you think? According to my, like, ad progression, it says I've got 12 seconds, so I'm gonna wait on that one. Elisa. Should be, I'm back. Alright, perfect. So, my question for everyone is, considering I make knives, mostly make knives, what is your guys' favorite either newer knife or dagger or anything like that, or a historical weapon, if you know anything about them? What is your guys' favorite historical weapon or newer... I'm going to include, like, chef's knives and, like, that sort of thing, because there's been a couple new techniques that have come forward in the last few years to help make some chef's knives, like, insane. There's a couple guys that I know that make chef's knives, and they are just bonkers. It's insane what some people can do. But I'm curious, what is everyone's favorite historical weapon? Because this is one that I love getting answers to, because I have two very specific ones that I really, really enjoy. You like the obsidian arrow tips people are making. That is super cool, actually. Obsidian napping and flint napping, I think, are the two are what they're called technically. It's super interesting. I've watched a fair amount of it. I've actually tried making a couple, not arrowheads, but an obsidian knife. I have a friend that lives in and around where I live, and that's essentially what he does for work. That's his job. Is he makes obsidian knives. Goes to craft shows and he sells them. And it is amazing. Because he's not selling them as like, this is like, they are functional tools, like you could definitely cut stuff with them. But mostly he makes them as like almost like a history piece and a history lesson. So like, whenever he sells a knife or he has an obsidian knife that he sells, there's a whole list. Like he basically sells you a mini history lesson with it, which I think is really cool. Also, since I was talking about blacksmithing before, I would really like one for display. Yeah, they're really, really cool. I would... If you're gonna do it, like, if you're gonna actually try and find one, I would try and recommend finding somebody who actually, like, does it and you can, like, physically see them doing it. For the simple fact that a lot of people will just pour glass, essentially. They'll make black glass and then chip it to look like obsidian. But what I was gonna say is, so this is a little bracelet I made a long time ago. But I really like working with things that have a bit of a historical meaning too, metals specifically. So a few of the knives that I showed you guys, actually these two, that have the wrought iron in them. Most of the time we get wrought iron from wagon wheels, old windmills, like that sort of thing. I have a friend that lives out on the coast, and his whole job is doing deep water scuba recovery. So basically, he does scuba diving, and his job is to go and find stuff buried on the ocean floor and bring it up. And recently, well, not super recently, like 2 years ago, he found something really interesting, and I got a phone call from him saying, like, hey, we found some stuff. Some of it's iron. Do you want it? And I said, sure. Right? So I proceeded to get a chunk of anchor chain. And to give you an idea, I don't know how many of you are from the States. To give you an idea, this anchor chain, the cross-section that they sent me, so like they chop it, right? And then they just send you a chunk of it. That's a good answer. That is a good answer, Isaac Player. They chop it, but it was about this big. So it was about 15 centimeters across. That was the diameter of the anchor chain. I don't mean that was the whole link. I mean that was the small little section that they sent me. The whole anchor chain itself was probably about the size of my torso. Like the one link was the size of my torso. And they carbon dated it, and they estimate that chunk of anchor chain came from sometime in the late 15th century to early 16th century. Which I thought was pretty cool. So, I have 2 pieces of history sitting. But also on that note, the bracelet that I wear, the very first bridge that was ever built in the city that I live in, recently, about 4 years ago, needed to get demolished because it was becoming unsafe. It was an old iron bridge. It was becoming very unsafe for people to drive across it or anything like that. So they blew it up and took it down. And they rebuilt an exact replica of it in its place. I have a couple chunks of that original iron bridge. And I'm wearing one of them. So I like finding pieces that have, like, really interesting history and trying to use them in my work. What is it about katana handles that you like so much, Isaac Player? Is it just the design, or, like, have you actually ever, like, read and listened to, like, the actual, like, thought process that goes into how katana handles are formed and how, like, the minuki are formed and the hadas and, like, all of that stuff. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of those words right, correct, by the way. I apologize to anybody if I am not pronouncing. It gives the piece so much character. It does, and I really enjoy it. Like, I really enjoy having that sort of thing. Whoa. Hold up 1 second, guys. My chat just went absolutely sideways. There we go. I haven't, but a lot of the designs look really cool. Okay, I'm going to give everyone a bit of information right now because this is super interesting. After stream, go and look up a YouTube channel called That Works. THAT Works. WORKS. It's run by two gentlemen. One is named Matt Stagmer and one is named Ilya. I cannot pronounce Ilya's last name to save my life, so I'm not even going to try. Ilya is... How should I put this? He makes Japanese style katana, like Japanese katanas. He's Russian, but he makes Japanese katanas. But when they do a video, Ilya isn't just saying, this is how I'm making the handle, this is how I'm making the blade. He gives you a whole art history lesson while he's making the stuff, explaining how he's thinking, why he's doing the things he's doing, right? And like why certain pieces of the artwork that are part of, like, even say a katana handle are there, and like what the reasons were used both in feudal era Japan and why he's doing it now. Like, it is one of the most interesting things I have ever watched. And they do they'll build, occasionally they'll build like crazy anime swords as well and stuff like that. And then sometimes they'll do these really detailed, like, historical builds of katanas or bastard swords or things like that. And it's just like, it is like having an entire, like, art history lecture in about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and with demonstration. It is one of the most interesting things I have ever watched. Keith. Whoopsie, we need to go this way. Ow. You know, I'd really like to stop taking damage. That'd be really nice. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, because it's me, and I am not very good. Yeah, so you are essentially correct. A lot of the original artwork that went into katanas and their handles usually had something to do with family or clan or even sometimes it had to do with who the samurai was serving, right? Who their master was, depending on, you know, what time period you're looking at. But to me, specifically, the thing that I always found so interesting about it is a lot of them had very, like, specific things that were associated with their clan and with their tribe, for lack of a better term. Oh, hello, my camera just went absent. Hello, camera? There we go. You know, Cracked Orb is actually kind of useful, as long as you're willing to take a crap ton of damage to know where stuff is going to be. But yes, I find it extremely interesting how, like, things come about, as well as, like, some of like the... No, I don't really know how to explain it. There's a bunch of different pieces of artwork that were done. I can't remember the artist. That makes me mad now. But he is an architectural blacksmith, which means he basically makes sculptures and things of that nature. Banisters, railings, things that you would put in a house, sort of stuff. And his artistic process is like is very interesting as well, but completely different than the more like traditional like art history way that Ilya makes things. And it's an extremely interesting thing to like watch / listen to and even read about. Oh god. Max Randolph. That's his name. He is another extremely interesting gentleman. But yes, how is everyone doing today? I feel I should ask that because we had new people join the chat, so how is everyone doing? Good, I am hoping. All right. Down we go. Wahoo. I'm okay, my grandmother is bothering me about college. Oof. Is Moonglow still in here? Not sure if it's what I want to do. That's fair. Do you have any subjects that you find particularly interesting? That's usually kind of like the first thing that I try and think about, personally. Is like, I try and think about like, okay, is there any subjects that I am like, that I would love to just learn about? Not necessarily make a job of, but like just learn about. You don't really? What's your passion? And that's a much harder question than a lot of people think. Because passion is also construed with obsession. Or can be like misconstrued with obsession as like, I would say I'm passionate about blacksmithing and knife making. But if you actually like look at how I interact with it and how I think about blacksmithing, it is most definitely obsessive. Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily need to be like what's something that you want to learn about, but like what's something that you like? Is there a subject that you like? And that doesn't necessarily mean like an academic subject. I mean like just generally, is there a subject that you like to think about or talk about or, you know. As long as it's healthy, I don't think it's an issue. I would say that mine is 99. I would say mine is 90% healthy. There are odd times that I definitely push myself too far with what I'm doing. But I think that could be said about anyone who really enjoys their job or wants to do that thing. Yeah. Genuine question. Kona. Or not Kona, Isaac Player. Do you have something that brings you enjoyment? And if you do, what is that thing that brings you enjoyment? That's the simple question. That's the answer to a very basic question. Of what do I want to do? Well, you want to do something that you enjoy. correct? Other than video games, nothing much. Okay. Is it playing video games that you enjoy, or do you also enjoy the idea of making video games, being in video games, possibly being a part of that industry in general? Would you like to be a game dev? Would you ever think that being a voice actor would be interesting for certain kinds of games? Do you think it would be interesting to do the artwork for games? Right? The gaming industry has a massive amount of things you can do in that industry. So it really just depends on, like, is there something that you yourself would really love to learn about, try, do, even think on? Because that's the biggest thing for me, and it's what took me so long to figure out what I wanted to do, especially when I was going to university. Because I love the sciences. Playing them mainly. Artwork, not so much. The voice acting never really thought about, because I'm kind of a shy person. Well, see, that's the thing, though, is most thing, like with voice acting, a lot of the time you're not dealing with people. Like you're in a recording booth by yourself usually. I've done a small amount of voice acting, a very, very tiny voice acting, just for myself and for like a little like project that I tried to sign up for and actually got a part. I do not like that item. Man, if I'd have had red key, I'd have gotten so many of these frickin'... Damn. Damn, Stan. But again, it also, like, it totally depends on, like, what you find comfortable and what you would like to do, right? Like, I can't speak for anybody. I know that I am usually pretty comfortable with talking to people, evidently, as I'm sitting in front of a camera talking to people. But I'm very much an extroverted person. So I kind of take a lot of that for granted. I grew up going to craft shows. I grew up, you know, talking to people. I grew up talking to adults, right, as a kid. Which also has some interesting drawbacks. Because when I was in high school, I found people my age quite annoying because I was so used to talking to adults. I never went to public school. I never went to primary school. Like, I never went to, like, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I never went to that part of school. I was only in school from, like, grade 9 to grade 12, and then in university for 3 years. So, I ended up with a very, not great view of people my own age. Because I always found them quite aggravating. For the simple fact that I didn't spend a lot of time around them. I spent a lot of time around adults, and that's who I learned how to talk to and communicate with. Which in and of itself is kind of funny. Well, I didn't need that angel deal. A CC? What's a CC? I don't know some of the terminology that you guys are going to use because I'm not from the States. I'm assuming that means like a college credit. Career certificate. Oh, so we call that a trade or a red seal where I live. Like you're talking carpentry, welding, like something like that. Okay, so I think we're gonna go to the Beast, or we're gonna try to. We'll see how that goes. I'm very bad at fighting the Beast. Also, I'm going to apologize right now. I forgot to turn off the mod. I have a mod that changes the voice lines of the Ascension. And I forgot to turn it off, so I apologize to everyone new. This mod was not my idea. I know it's known as a trade. Oh, okay. This mod was not my idea. It was my mod's Panda Maxi, so you guys can give him crap for it. He thinks he's funny. Oh, thanks. Just so much brimstone. I needed all the brimstone. Thank you. I'm so happy about it. Please stop it. You little prick. Ah, yes, because I need tears down. No. No, where's the frickin' money equals power right now? Ooh, hello. I am doing so well at this game. Get the hell away from me. I still have, like, practically base damage. I haven't gotten a single damage up because I haven't been able to get a single frickin' devil deal. Oh my god, this is going to take forever. Yo. Stop that. Honestly, money equals power is probably one of the better things I could get right now. Yeah, nah. Alright, here we go. Let's go, Keith. Get your ass in gear. Get this figured out. Let's go. Boom, boom, bang. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go. That was some good pathing. Good job, Keith. Ooh, bone spurs. I'm not going to pick that up yet because if I come back through, I can take a look and see what it is. What the other one is. Ah, good. I love this. I love not being able to move my friggin' character without the possibility of just being frickin' yoinked. Those frickin' floating skulls, those ones specifically, are the bane of my existence. Oh, good lord, that's birthright. I can get even more HP. Wow. Okay, well, I'm gonna do that. And that. And then I'm just gonna start donating like crazy. Hello? Computer? There we go. Computer just had a moment. What trade would you go into then, Isaac? Ow. If you had to go into a trade, what trade would you go into? Birthright is such a cool item. I can now just have, like, absolutely oodles, canoodles, and toaster strudels amounts of HP. I like it. Well, up we go. Dad's note. I have absolutely zero health. I apologize to everyone. I'm going to try and talk over this as much as possible because it is a really weird and awkward voiceover that I don't really want you guys to listen to. So I'm just going to keep talking over top of it, and it's going to try and be really good. So I apologize that I am fighting a mod. Oh my god. Yes, that mod is courtesy of Panda Maxi, my mod. So I'm going to apologize to everyone. Sorry, I gotta hold on for a second and actually read that. Or technical certificate, which is a technical... was great at editing. For a lot of practice during my time in digital video class, I missed certification test because I was finished all their classes. I didn't feel like going. That's fair, but I mean, honestly, why not? Why not go do it now? Like, why not just go and get your technical certificate and start doing stuff like that? Oh my god, Maggie, you're so friggin' slow. I also have absolutely zero friggin' damage. So, like, I really am unsure of how I'm going to actually be able to deal with a lot of these. You could, in theory, help me. Fair. Oh shit, I don't know if I left a trinket behind. That's bad. I think I might have, though. Because I got Cracker Jacks. Alright, so I'm going to try and finish this run. I'll end stream after that, and then you guys will see me back on here in an hour. Essentially is what's going to happen. They pay for it since it's an elective course. I don't know. I mean, depending on how tight you are for money, $250 for a technical certificate that could, in theory, start making you money seems relatively worth it. Personally. But I am also not you, so I can't speak for you and what you value in that sort of thing. Sorry, I was in a dungeon in Final Fantasy. It's just to pay for the exam. Ah. Oh my god. So anyone who is listening to the voiceover, I apologize. That is Pandamaxi's fault. I need to change it. Panda thinks it's funny. I thought it was funny the first time I listened to it. After that, I was kind of like, alright, what the hell is this? You were in limbo for a few years? I was too. I worked in construction. I did a lot of stuff. And that's one of the things, so like I have a couple like actual like Isaac videos up on my YouTube channel that were edited by a friend of mine. His name is Gymnast Kid. He has a YouTube channel as well. He is very funny. He is much funnier than I am. And he edited a couple of my videos just for fun. He doesn't have like any sort of editing certificate, but he does really enjoy doing it. But yeah, like, that's the thing. It's like, editing isn't necessarily about making things funnier, but you can definitely. You can definitely make things funnier or happier or... Excuse me. I don't know. Personally, if it's something that you really like doing, I don't see why you shouldn't still go and take the exam. I know that it might be a little bit more expensive because you didn't, you know, take it originally when you had the chance at school, but I don't think that it's a bad thing to retake it, especially if you could start doing freelance work. Because freelance work can pay really good. And I think my personal opinion is it's always going to be like that, no matter what you do. You're always going to be paying for something. That's just kind of how, like, education and, like, constantly learning goes. Ow! I don't know, I just think, why wouldn't you, right? If it's something that you like doing, especially like video editing, why wouldn't you just do it? If you've got even a bit of a support structure around you, in terms of like family or friends or people cheering you on, it makes it a lot more bearable. To go through with doing stuff like that. Hey, good, I did actually bring a... Oh my god. I need to, like, just talk over this thing the entire time. Good lord. Please, shut up, Dr. Eggman. Which is yes, by the way, who's talking. Ow. Ow. Whee! Give myself a little bit of speed. Hello, Isaac Player. Welcome back. I don't think that it's a bad idea to pay for the courses, extra courses or anything like that. Personally, I think it makes a lot more sense to start doing something that you enjoy, because I spent way too long in my life doing stuff that I didn't enjoy but made me money. And when I finally got a job that I did really truly enjoy, in an environment and with people that I really liked working with, it changed my whole perspective. Like, I went from not looking forward to my days and only looking forward to, like, my days off, to genuinely looking forward to every day. And my god, did that change so much about, like how I thought about life in general. And it makes a huge difference. Okay, this is a little stressful. I really, really, really... Yeah, I really gotta find some health. I also really gotta just stop walking in, like, face first into damage. I really don't have damage for this. Also, I'm still unclear as to, like, what Bone Spurs actually does. Oh yeah, I might just fucking be dead here. Alright, let's just stop with the frickin' Dr. Eggman. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna just keep trying to talk over it so that you guys don't need to listen to it. And I will attempt to change it before I get back. Personally. Yes, personally. Oh, I'm just dead. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna be trying to do this again with Maggie. I'm just instigating it for fun. Okay, cool. So... it is too early. Well, not too early. I was gonna say it's too late for me to properly start a new run, and I don't want to start one halfway through, as I'm going to be changing what game I'm playing when I come back. We originally voted for both Dredge and Doom in chat on Tuesday. So I'm going to be playing one of those two when I get back, but I'm going to be ending stream here for now. I'm going to be back on in 2 hours. So I'll be back in 2 hours. People that are following me, you guys, I really hope that you guys get your that you guys get your notifications. Would be very nice. But yes, other than that, I have a YouTube channel, The Sooty Raven. The Sooty Raven Gaming, actually, is what it's called. And it's just all of my past streams if you guys want to catch up on anything or you missed something or anything like that. But thank you guys so much. I will be back on in 2 hours. I hope to see you then. And yeah. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys come by and ask some questions again. See you later. Bye-bye.